Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. In this video we are going to be talking all about how you can make some friends on Destiny, interact with some new people, and find some people to do the activities that you want to do that do not have matchmaking. This includes raids, 42 Challenge of Elders, as well as Trials of Osiris. Now, all of these activities, like I said, do not have matchmaking. Bungie has explicitly said that they do not want to add matchmaking to these because of the level of communication that you need to succeed at them. And I have to say that I agree with Bungie's stance on this. If you had matchmaking in the King's Fall Heroic Raid, it would be an absolute clusterfuck. You would have people in there that do not have mics, do not have any clue what they're doing. Let's say that you get into a match and somebody's just being a douchebag and all they're doing is trolling and, constantly making your team wipe. Then, that's just awful, and you can't kick them out because it's match made, just like you can't kick somebody out of a regular heroic strike or something like that. And that's terrible. Like, that would be absolutely awful. There's way too many douchebags in the world to allow something like that to happen. And then let's say that, even if you did go in there and like somebody was being a douchebag, then you just took off, right? You left or somebody else rage quit. Now you have an empty spot in your team, and if they make it to where, you can join in progress, now somebody's trying to join up, say, to do War Priest Challenge, but, it brings them in at the Sisters checkpoint. It's just, there's no scenario where matchmaking in raids, Nightfalls, Trials of Osiris, any of that stuff, there's no scenario where it would be good. So what are the alternatives? Well, to be blunt, you're going to have to just go out there and you're going to have to meet new people, man. Destiny is a very, very community-based game. And at one point or another, every single person that has ever played this game has never done a Nightfall, has never done a raid, has never done a Challenge of Elders. We've all been noobs, all right? Even the most seasoned veterans. I've been playing this game since day one, and, there was a time where I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I had no experience. Nobody would raid with me, and I kept making excuses, man. When I first started playing, I got this game at launch, and when I first started playing, we didn't have the Bungie.net forums like you do now. We're going to talk more about those in a second. I'm actually going to show you exactly how they work and how you can find a raid team on there. But, we didn't have all that stuff when Destiny first came out. LFG was the only thing that we had, and LFG was really hard to find people on because everybody was like, must be max light and have this weapon and blah, 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 blah. And you still have all that shit today. But now that, Bungie actually offers a service for themselves, then it's actually a lot easier. It's a lot more streamlined. It's a lot easier to find some good people to do the raid with. And actually, all the people that I play with on a regular basis, like what you're watching right now, when we're doing the King's Fall Raid Heroic right now, like this is my regular group of people. This is my core group that I always do the raid with. Every single time that I've done the King's Fall Raid, it's had at least 4 of these people that you're watching in this video in it right now. And that's my core group, and I met each and every one of them off of Bungie.net, and, at one point we were randoms, but, we hit it off, we got to talking, we became friends, and now we have, our regular raid team, and, that's what makes Destiny so awesome, and, that's what you need to do. Now, I realize that there's a lot of dickheads out there, man, that, post in the forums, like, must have, Black Spindle and Touch of Malice and be light level 335 to do a Nightfall, and fuck you if you're not. No squeakers, hashtag YOLO, or whatever, all that dumb shit. And, you want to stay away from these people. These people, alright, I've seen people post in these forums with the most ridiculous rules and requirements to play with them. For example, I saw this one dude that, his post was, I've never done the raid, somebody please carry me, alright? And in the description, in the info box, he typed in that he was a light level 305, and that if you wanted to carry him, you had to be at least light level 330 and have Touch of Malice and Black Spindle. Now, this is a guy that is light level 305 that has never done the raid, yet he's setting requirements for you to be light level 330 plus, have experience in the raid, and have Black Spindle and Touch of Malice. Now, that is about as ignorant as it possibly gets. These are the type of people that are never going to find a raid team. So don't be that type of person. If you do not have experience... Okay, well, before we get into this, I'm going to tell you another story. Like I said, I have my little raid group that, when I do the raid, it's at least 4 of my guys. Every now and then, we're going to have to get a random. 1 or 2 randoms off of the site, right? So we posted a few weeks ago that we had 5, we needed 1 more, we were at Golgoroth, and it was Golgoroth Challenge. So this random dude joins up, and when he gets in, we invite him to the party. He said that he could hear us, but he couldn't talk. All right, now our group, we're pretty laid back dudes. Like, it's fine. We're not going to kick somebody out. We'll give them a chance. So we say, all right, well, have you done the raid before? So he shakes his head up and down in the game, says yes, right? So we get ready to go to Golgoroth, and we go through the first wave where you drop down in the little bubble, and we're about to do DPS on Golgoroth, and I hear a shotgun going off. I look over, and this random dude is fighting Golgoroth with a fucking invective. Now that's not something that you do. At Golgoroth, you're going to want to hit him with snipers and stuff like that, to do way more damage. You're not going to want to hit a shotgun because he's too far away for you to get, a decent amount of damage. So I asked him, I was like, hey, dude, have you ever done the raid before? He was like, yeah, I've done the raid, plenty of times, blah, 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 blah. We're talking in message and everything. And I was like, then why are you using a shotgun for Golgoroth? He's like, oh, yeah. My bad. I forgot to change it over. I'll switch it right now. So, this goes on. We ended up getting through Golgoroth. We had to wipe several times because of this guy. And we get to the Sisters checkpoint, and he's following us everywhere. You can tell that he has no fucking clue what's going on or what he's doing. So finally I was just like, look, man, we're not going to kick you out. Just be honest with me. Have you ever done this? Because you're saying that you have, and you don't, it doesn't look like you have the slightest clue of what's going on. So finally he was like, okay, I've never done the raid. This is my first time. Please don't kick me out. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to kick you out, but be honest. Don't say that you know how to do something and then cause us to wipe several times, okay? Just be honest and upfront. Say, hey, I've never done it. Can you please show me? Can you please teach me? After that, after he was honest with us, we gave him a complete rundown of how everything works, for the Sisters and the Orcs encounter, and we got it done. We got him his Touch of Malice, and, completed his quest, and everything was good. Everybody was happy. So, going back to, how you can find somebody to play this game with, all right? If you have never done the raid, if you're a low light level, whatever the case may be honest. Don't lie and say that you've done it before. Don't lie and say, oh, yeah, I've done it on my other character, but I've never done it on this character. Or we had one guy say, or try to lie to us and say, oh, yeah, I've done the raid before, but I haven't done it in a week or 2, so I just don't remember how it works. Could you show me? Don't lie, guys. Just be honest. Just be like, hey, I've never done the raid. This is my first time. Can you please show me? And that is going to make it so that when you do find a raid group, they're not going to kick you out because they know what to expect. Okay? Another thing that you want to avoid is don't say, I'm looking for somebody to carry me in the raid. That does not sound appealing to anybody. Basically what you're doing is saying, hey, I want to do the raid, but I don't really want to learn anything. I just want you to do all the work so I can get some free gear. All right? Don't say carry. Don't say looking for somebody to carry me. That is the most off-putting thing that you can think of in one of these forums. All right? Another thing that you want to avoid is setting retarded requirements. If you're, like that guy I was talking about a little bit ago, if you're a 305, don't say that to play with me you have to be a 330. All right? You're the guest, okay? You are the odd man out if you're doing this raid for the first time and you're trying to find people to help you get through it. You are the guest, so treat it like that. You're in somebody else's house. They are teaching you. You are the student. Be grateful. Don't be a dick. Be nice. And, be respectful. Another thing is you're probably, gonna have to have a mic. You're gonna have to communicate. So, even if you're younger, all right, I know that a lot of people on these forums say no squeakers, saying, no kids. You can still be young and, do this stuff. Just ask questions. Hey, what are we doing here? Okay, cool, thanks. And then, maybe just be quiet. Keep your voice down if that's something that, bothers them if you're playing with some older people. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the actual Bungie.net forums that you can find in the Destiny Companion app. Okay, so once you're in the app, you want to go over to where you can see forums. After you've selected forums, then you want to scroll down until you see recruitment. Select your desired platform and it will bring you to this page. Now, if you look up at the very top underneath Xbox, it says filters. Click that. Select your activity. You can choose from pretty much any activity within the game of Destiny. Once you've selected your activity, the box below that says guide options. Go ahead and select that, and like I said earlier, guys, don't lie. If you're a newbie, select I'm a newbie. Click filter, and it'll bring up your post. Now, as you can see, just from doing that right there, here's a bunch of raid groups that we can choose from. So I'm going to pick this top one. You can see that we have 5 spots available. All you have to do is touch it, and it adds you to that spot. The person will then, contact you or whatever, and you can go on about your business. There's also the option, as you can see right here, of creating your own post, saying, hey, I'm a noob, I've never done it before, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, I know how, I have a general understanding of how it works. Can somebody please take me in the raid? I'll do whatever you say. I will, I'll do what I'm told, basically. Like, that's the big thing, is a lot of times, when people are bringing somebody into the raid for the first time, what turns them off the most is, you'll have this person with no experience in the raid whatsoever, and they want to argue with you. They want to act like they are the ones that have all the experience and that they're just absolutely know-it-alls because they've watched a few YouTube videos and they know exactly how shit works. All right? And that's not the case, guys. Like, you have to be able to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. Please teach me. Swallow your pride and do it. Like, we've all been there. Even, like I said earlier, even the most veteran Destiny players have, had to go through this. My very first Nightfall, oh my god, it was so bad, man. I was terrible. But luckily, I got in with a good group of people, and, they didn't kick me out, which I was super grateful for. If you've never done anything difficult in Destiny, like you've never done a raid, you've never done a Nightfall, you've never done, Challenge of Elders or anything like that, I would say start with the Nightfall. The Nightfall says that you need to be light level 320. You can do it at 310. We even took a guy through at 307, and he did really good. So I mean, there's some wiggle room there as far as light level goes. But start with a Nightfall. Once you find your little Nightfall team on this Bungie.net site, just message them, be like, hey, have you ever done the raid? I've never done it. I'm trying to do my Moments of Triumph. Would you mind helping me out? A lot of times, man, if you just ask, people will be like, yeah, sure, that's cool, come on, we'll do it. So, I mean, it's all about being social, guys. Now, there's a big problem in the Xbox community where people are too shy to talk to people with a microphone. They'll lie and say, oh, I don't have a mic, even though they do. They obviously do because, you can hear them and you can see the little mic thing, up at the top of their screen, but for whatever reason, they don't want to talk. You're going to have to get over that, guys. This is a very community-based game. Go out there, make some friends, play the game, enjoy yourself. Destiny is so much more fun when you're playing with other people and you're getting to know somebody. So, I mean, keep that in mind, guys. It's community-based. Even if you're younger, go find some like-minded players. Go join a clan or a group or something where it's primarily younger people. But anyway, guys, hopefully you found this guide helpful. If you did, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you for watching, and take care, guys.